And today we're taking a question from Christina, and she writes, "Dear Lori, I'm at my wit's end with my moody 12-year-old daughter. I know she's growing up, but her back talk and disrespect is driving me nuts. There's no wiggle room on this limit, and it's absolutely unacceptable for her to speak to her father and I in this way. I understand that she's upset, but I need her to learn some respect, and I'm out of patience and ideas. Any help?" Hey, Christina, I do have some ideas for you, but first, I'd hate to have you fall into this stereotypical perspective of thinking that you have a moody teen. Yes, the teenage brain is undergoing an enormous transformation beginning around age 11 or 12 and then going all the way through the early 20s. And your adolescent may have less tolerance for everyday stress during some of these phases. But I don't think that labeling your child moody will help you feel any more compassion for her. And I think taking this socially dominant perspective of having a teen who is purposefully acting to annoy you or defy you or disrespect you sets you up in a negative frame of mind. If you're thinking moody, you're going to want to punish or defend your position. So let's start with a simple reframe. Instead of "my moody teen," can you simply state, "my child's moods shift frequently," or "my child is emotional," or "my child is highly sensitive"? This is going to make it easier for you to access your empathy and take a compassionate approach. Can you see how one view stimulates your survival brain and causes you to become reactive, and the other one makes a non-judgmental observation? This neutral view allows you to stay open and connected to your upstairs thinking brain. So why do kids talk back? You say something simple, and it's met with arguing or defiance or snippy comments or blatant refusal. The power of the word. Words can be so sharp as to cut right through our own sense of authority, leaving us feeling attacked or bewildered or angry. But here's the thing. If behavior is a communication, what is it saying? I think most parents assume that backtalk means "I don't respect you," or "I don't have to listen to you," or "you're not the boss of me." But instead of rejecting this newfound sassiness as inappropriate, I want you to see it for what it really is: a bid for your connection, a plea for you to listen, to hear what she's really trying to say, to acknowledge how she feels without saying, "I know you feel frustrated, but you can't," or "I know you're upset, but you have to." No matter what flies out of your kid's mouth in the heat of the moment, backtalk sends you an important message about how your child feels inside and her ability to self-regulate without your help and the state of your relationship. This is her way of saying, "I don't feel loved," or "I feel stressed out," "I don't feel capable," or "I don't feel connected." You know, the one thing that I got in trouble for most as a kid was my attitude and my mouth, the way I spoke to people. I was perpetually punished for my disrespectful words and attitude. But I have to tell you that my attitude was partly a mirror of how I was often spoken to, and partly a desperate attempt to connect, to retain my dignity, and to defend myself against what I felt was harsh and unfair treatment. My rage and defiance came from my parents' refusal to see beyond my behavior. It infuriated me to not be heard or to be judged. You know, punishment didn't help, but what would have helped is if someone had said to me, "Wow, I don't know where that came from, but I'm definitely interested in hearing more." What a relief it would have been to know that I didn't have to carry this backlog of pain or resentment or frustration alone, that someone was interested in what was overwhelming me and could see that my disrespect was a cry for help and not an attempt to push away that help. Working with our kids' emotional state doesn't mean that we ignore giving them a better model or helping them find new ways of expressing themselves. It means that we accept that they're not in a place to do it right now without our help. I mean, who hasn't reacted automatically and blamed or shamed or judged someone else? Think about it. If someone close to you were to suddenly turn belligerent or rude, would you react by saying, "How dare you speak to me like that?" Or would you say something like, "Hey man, that's not like you. What's going on? Are you okay?" So when your child is in a pattern of backtalk, just listen, stay calm, and investigate. can say things like, I don't like it when I'm spoken to that way, but I'm very curious about what's upsetting you. Or, I know that those words are coming out in frustration, so let's take a break. Let's collect ourselves, calm down, and we'll talk after dinner. Taking an interest in your child's life is what she craves most. When we use anger to discipline, disrespect, we tell our kids that we cannot tolerate them at their worst. And then they believe that we don't love them or that we don't have time for them. I've heard teens say that the only way to get their parents' attention is to be negative or to argue, that that's the only time that mom or dad invests any time in connecting with them. So if it has to be through a negative interaction, it's better than nothing. Respect is a mutual two-way street, and while it can be heartbreaking to hear those words from your child, your teen isn't intentionally disrespecting you with her back talk as much as she's trying to create a connection with you. Okay, Christina, that was my teachable moment for you. I hope that you found it helpful, and of course I would love to hear from you on this topic. Leave me a comment below and tell me, what does back talk trigger in you? How are you going to respond with compassion to this unacceptable but very typical behavior? We have all got unconscious memories that come up, pop up, hijack our best intentions. Becoming aware is our best defense. And if you want more tips and tools like this, be sure to get over to teachthroughlove.com and subscribe for my weekly updates, or you can subscribe right here to my YouTube channel. And if you like this video, I would love it if you would share it with someone that you love or on your favorite social media site, because when you share the love spreads. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking these videos. Until next time, please remember, it's about consciousness, not perfection.